It's nice having you on this platform. Thank you very much for the privilege once again. And I would like you to introduce yourself, please.
Thank you very much, to Philip Paulinus by name.
What really led you into venturing into a business?
Okay, you know what just came to my mind? The normal answer. I wanted money, but that's not for me though. I did not want money, but business has been my thing. No, I was born into, not say born, I grew up because mom was a working class before she left her job when we had to move from Kaduna to Maiduguri. So it was after she left her job and she couldn't get another job in the new location. She then ventured into business. And so business has been my thing since then. I'd always been at the front of everything. I'd always wanted to, be in charge. I remember when she was running the poultry, I'd always been in charge, pick up the record books. We had people working for us. So I always, though very little, I was always controlling them. Let me use the word, get to see what they're doing, get to record. Is it a pure water business? I always want to rush back from school just to come and sell those things and see money. So I think business has a normal thing or a lifestyle for me, but growing up with a strict dad, someone who was very concerned about our education, he saw that quest that it's like all of us were going to tilt to our mom's direction and he had to put a kind of rule that until you back your BSc or BA or as the case may be, you will not venture into business. But I think I broke that rule in my final year in school. I needed money for FYB. They call it Final Year Brethren Fellowship. This stuff they do at the end of your tenure in school. Certain people come together. They say, this is what I want to do for the fellowship. Okay, they say, this is what you want to do for God. So they gave us a mandate to bring 25,000. Quite all right. That would have, afforded that. But it sounded very stupid of me to go tell my father, give me 25,000. I want to contribute to the Final Year Brethren course. It sounded like a very stupid thing for me to do. So I sat down one day and I asked myself, in a space of 1 month, how am I going to generate 25,000 naira? God has been so faithful to me all through my stay in school. And it wasn't something like a compulsion. I wanted to do it out of my heart of gratitude to God. So I really needed to give God that money. And I couldn't see myself bringing myself so low to go begging people, sign 15 naira, sign all those things, sign card 200 naira, sign 1,000 naira, sign. No. I didn't see myself doing that. So I sat down on my hostel bed and I'm thought of what exactly will I do to get this 25,000 naira in 1 month. And that was how the idea came. And the idea was to start selling this pencil skirt. I don't know if you know this pencil skirt that does not have slits, that is gum body. That was when that skirt came. That was when that skirt came out, and it wasn't trending then. And if you go to the boutiques, they were quite expensive. So I saw where I could get that skirt at a cheaper, very cheap rate and of good quality. So I went there, I packed. I think I went to the market twice or thrice. At the end of 3 weeks, I was able to generate 25,000. I started that business with 3,000 plus, I think 3,500 or 4,000 naira from my pocket money. I removed the 3,000 or 4,000 from my pocket money, and I went to the market, bought the stores, and in 3 weeks, I was able to generate 25,000 naira. And immediately I got the 25,000 naira, I put it in the envelope and gave it to the person that was in charge, our chairman of Final Brethren, whatever fellowship. And that was how I started my own personal business. And then I graduated and I got back home. And something you started, if you are now used to having your own money, if now you've now tossed big money as 25,000. So sitting down at home and expecting some, dad used to give us, I think, 7,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 for pocket money every month, like all of us. That was our pocket money. Use it to do whatever you want to do for yourself, buy clothes. Okay. No, we had a wardrobe allowance every year. So the money was just every month, use it to do whatever you want to do, but you give account for it. So I felt this one is not money now. I needed, I've seen something that was times 5 of that. So I needed more money. Then I started changing business. The business was doing well, it was thriving, it was really doing well. But I didn't know much about business then. The business grew, and I'm not someone that will want, always disturb other for my own benefit. The business grew to the point I couldn't need like make the flour by myself. So I had to call my brother's attention to aid me. My brother was quite young then. I think that was like 5 or 7 years back. He was quite young then. He didn't have all the muscle. So it got to a point that I was now involving my father to mix the dough for me. It was something I was not comfortable with. And this, I was a young girl. They said fire will burn you. You will not see man to marry you. This one, no, that one, no. My sister, that was how I stopped my chin business. Just like that, because of the fire talk and the mixing of dough. I did not have strength to, mix the large quantity again. And so that was how I stopped business. That was the second business I was venturing into on my own that I could call my personal business. Then eventually, after that, I got married. And before I got married, I was working as a teacher where I was earning, at this time I'd graduated, but I had not served. So I was earning 10,000 naira there. So by the time I worked for 2 months. The school was close to my father's house. I worked for 2 months and before getting married. So by the time I got married, where I was coming from was quite far, and this really affected me. So I was always coming to work late, and each time you come to work late, I think 100 naira or 200 naira was deducted from your salary. So there was a particular month that out of 10,000 naira that I was supposed to receive a salary, I got 4,300 or 4,005 as salary. My sister, I got so mad. Like, I said, no, this is not the kind. How will I get to suffer every morning? Like, I jump as a new wife. I would jump out from my house as early as what? As early as 6:40, I was already out of the house. And to make matters worse, my husband had lost his job. So it was like you're leaving your husband in the house. I am now jumping on the road, and at the end of the day, what I could get was something less than half of my salary. So I got angry and I quitted the job. I just quitted the job. Quitted the job and sat down home and started thinking, what exactly do I want to do with my life? Will I, continue like this? How exactly will I make meaning for myself? And then I started asking God questions on what I was going to do. And that was when God spoke. And then He showed me the sewing machine that my father gave me. Before then, had already, while making chin-chin, while being active in my chin-chin business, I was also learning fashion and design somewhere. And that was how I started sewing. I sewed, made dresses to the point I was sewing. I was now in charge of Deeper Life High School uniforms in Akwa Ibom. I was the person sewing their uniform. Yeah, I grew so big. I couldn't even see space in my house again. And I had to go for NYC. And when I went for NYC, the whole fashion stuff just got down low because I was away from the house for a while. I needed to be at my PPA and all of that. So the whole fashion thing was not thriving again. So at this point, when you're used to making money, you always when you're used to making money, you always look for new avenues to make money. So I started asking myself questions. How am I going to do that? Will give me time for myself and my job. And then things were still very, very difficult. My husband had not gotten a good job then, and I really needed money, coming from an environment where you're used to surplus and now you're married, you're beginning to manage life, it wasn't something quite easy to come along. I just needed a change of status. So I kept on talking to God about it. And I remember one of those days, I cannot forget, that was on the 28th of February 2019. I was just lying down on my, when God said to me, go and start posting plan and pattern on social media. I was like, you said what? Which social media? Hey, you mean the social media that I'm not active on, or the social media that my sister has been helping me to run all these years, or the social media that my sister used to help me to post pictures? Which social media exactly are you saying? God said, go to social media. That's where you're going to get everything you are asking for. I was like, really? Social media, plain and pattern. I used to see that was when plain and pattern came out. I used to see people post plain and pattern on social media, and I was like, what is this rag people are saying? That was what was always in my head. Well, what is this rag people are, posting everywhere? And this was God now asking me to go and sell what I was calling a rag. It wasn't funny. I have always learned to trust God in everything, even if it sounds stupid. But for the fact that God is saying this, I will just do it, because I know God can never lead me astray. So that was how I went to Facebook. I didn't have a supplier. I didn't have who was going to be supplying me the plain and pattern. So I just went 1st of March 2019. 1st of March 2019. I just went online, Google search plain and pattern, saw pictures. I now started downloading the pictures. After getting many pictures, I now went to my wall and posted them. And the caption was, who will be my first customer? That was just the caption. I did it with fear. All this while I've not been a social media user, and yes, God asking me. I just went and wrote, who will be my first customer? Somebody indicated in just a millisecond. I was like, wow. And then she spoiled me. The next thing I saw, people were now asking for plain and pattern. I like, are you serious? And that was how I started my business online with 0 naira, with no kobo. Prior to then, let me say this, that when some people see certain things, they don't know the background, what happened behind the scene. And I would have passed that away, but I think saying things like this, which many people will not say, will sometimes help others. Prior to then, January 2019, 2018, I had been begging God. I'm married to 2019, begging God, please change our status, do this, do that one. Things are hard. I cannot cope any longer. The hunger, everything. And then 2019 January, before then, I'd already started serving. I started serving 2018. God told me to give all Malawi, like everything I was going to collect it, I should go and sow it as a seed. I took the money. God said January I should sow it as a seed. I ended up sowing January, ended up sowing in February. And then by February 28th, that was when God now answered my prayer and then gave me a clear direction and said, this is where you're going to get everything you've been asking for. So I started the plain and pattern business, and before I knew, I was just getting contracts left, right, center. So I looked into the business and said, okay, I could add mini importation to this. I could be importing stuffs from China and other countries and all of that. I could do that and add. I did, and I made a whole lot. That was where I made my first million. That was through mini importation. That was where I made my first million. I made a lot of sales, like I made good sales. And then at a point, China started sending in fake stuffs. And so this discouraged me. And I tried doing drop shipping. And I saw that still drop shipping was not working and giving me what I wanted. And then I sat down again and said, God, you asked me to do this thing, but it's not working again. And it's going out of, will I call it vogue and all of that. Everybody is now doing it. And, I kept on thinking. That was when I had the opportunity to travel to Monrovia. That was November 2019. I had the opportunity to travel to Monrovia. Crayfish has been our family business for over 10 years now. It has been a business my mom has been doing. So she gave me crayfish to go give the person that was going to host me in Lagos before I continue my journey to Monrovia. So when I gave the lady the crayfish, the hype about the whole crayfish was something else. I'm like, what is crayfish? Why are they hyping crayfish like this? She took the crayfish and gave I don't know if you were on YHM then, you would have seen it. She gave the crayfish to another person, Iya Melody. The way they were now hyping the whole crayfish, I was like, what is so special about crayfish? So I boarded the plane to Morovia, and on the journey, I kept on pondering about the whole scenario, crayfish. Why will people be excited about this? I called it common thing. I never knew it wasn't a common thing. And as I was thinking, the Lord spoke to me and said I should start selling crayfish online. I was like, you said crayfish. The first thing that came to my mind was this smelling thing. That was the first thing that came to my mind. The crayfish thing has been our family business stuff. And each time our mom will ask us to come and clean the crayfish, we will run away. We say, I beg, go and chase your future. We have our own future to chase. Please, so it's you that say you want to sell crayfish. Don't give us something that will be tricking us, and don't even. This is how we have been talking to her since started this crayfish business. But then, despite however who will respond to her, I was still the only person that was still look at her with one corner of eyes and still do the work small. But then we were not fully involved in the crayfish business. And I said, okay, I just came to WhatsApp. I had a problem. By this time, I had already learned about branding, and showing up on social media strategically to get results. And by this time, I'd already learned a lot on how to make myself sellable in my niche. I'd already learned a lot. So, switching from being known as a plain and pattern vendor and a mini importation expert to selling crayfish, it was something very difficult. The inspiration was there, but how to switch was a problem. I had done plain and pattern and mini importation business for over a year, and yes, I was doing well. I was striving. People knew I was striving in this part of the business. What will people now say? Is it not a sign of inconsistency? Am I not going to confuse people about what exactly I'm doing? Won't I look like I don't know what I'm? So the whole confusion came, and I decided to talk to my coach, my branding coach, on the issue. She said exactly what was my thought, that you can do many business, but people should know you for only one thing online. I was like, how do I do this? This business is no longer working. China is sending fake stuffs to me, and I have built a name. Over the years, I've built a name, a good name, and people have been able to relate with me with this good name. I cannot allow China to come and spoil something I've built over the years. No. So I kept on thinking, but I'd already gone to my WhatsApp and made a flyer on Canva. Aiteefils foods, Aiteefils crayfish. I did that as a favor. I said, okay, I may not be able to sell my crayfish on Facebook. Since branding experts have said it's wrong, I can be selling on WhatsApp. At least I can be selling to my friends. So I posted on WhatsApp. People started seeing on WhatsApp that I sell crayfish. Then all of a sudden, one of my WhatsApp contacts, Oluwa Damilola Abe, before I knew what was going on, she had gone to post it on Facebook. Hey, Father. That was the worst thing that happened to me that day. I felt like the ground should open. Why will this lady go and post that I'm selling crayfish on Facebook? How? I felt like my world was crumbling, but I never knew that God was using her to push me to my next level. You see, before I continue with my story, every next level you want to attain in life, God will use somebody. God is not going to come down from heaven to do everything for you. He's going to use somebody. This is why we should always have good relationship with those around us. She posted the stuffs on Facebook, and I was like, what is wrong with this girl? I'm trying to see how I'm going to migrate from being a mini importation expert, someone selling plain and pattern. I'm trying to settle my confusion, and you now came to the whole field of social media. I was not still comfortable. I just sat down like that. I was just looking at things. Then one day, I think that was during the COVID-19 stops. This was 2020 now. The whole COVID-19 stops came in. And then there was a post. I woke up one day to a post that somebody needed crayfish, and I woke up to plenty tags on Facebook. I was like, wow, you mean this business that I've not even talked much about, people are really tagging me? I was like, wow, you mean it? That was how I said, no matter what the branding experts will say, I am taking the bull by the horn. And that was the day I became serious with my crayfish business. By that time, I didn't have so much at hand. I had started my postgraduate studies. I had done a lot for myself, so I didn't have so much at hand. I had invested so much in myself at that point, so I didn't have, even while making money, but I didn't have so much of money on me to start the crayfish business. Buying a bag of crayfish then was about 60,000 naira. I didn't have the money, and that was when my husband just got a job too. So the financial pressure was, so I did not have the money. So I started drop shipping crayfish from my mom. When somebody needs crayfish, I will go to my mom and collect the crayfish and sell, and maybe add 100 naira or 200 naira and sell the crayfish. I continued like that till I was able to buy my first quarter bag of crayfish from my mom. I bought the quarter bag of crayfish from my mom. It was 15,000 naira. That was where I started.
So briefly share
No
with
problem.
the challenges you faced and how you were able to overcome challenges.
Okay, so the first one, just like every normal business will face, was the issue of funding. Like I said, I didn't have the money to acquire the bag of crayfish. I was able to solve that problem by dropshipping from my mom. And so you don't have to wait till everything is complete. Even when I decided dropshipping from my mom, I raised little funds, and I started buying half bag. What I did was to let people know what I do. So I kept on talking about my business, talking to people about my business, kept on proving my capability and my capacity to deliver, and this made more people to know me. And so I did not just sit down somewhere and said I need funding for my business. This is the mistake many people. They say, I want money to start a business, I need funding for my business, I am not doing this thing because I don't have the money. Then what are you doing? Most times these people, they come to me as if I have all the money in the world. Now they come to me and tell me to give them money to brand their product. In my mind, I'll be like, who gave me money to brand my own product? Nobody did. And so you don't sit down to wait for people to give you money to push your business to the next level. Keep telling people who you are and what you do. The more people know you, the more profit you get, and that profit, you plow it back to your business. You don't eat it. This is another problem many people have. They feel the profits from their business is for their belly, and so if they make 1 naira today, they will put it in their belly. 10 years later, they are still in the same spot, but they are making sales, no improvement in the business. And when you ask them, why are you still in this same level 10 years later? No money. I don't get money. No money to push my business forward. But one big man came to buy your product. What did you do with the profit? You say wahala for life no dey finish. Let me put it that way. Challenges in life doesn't end, but you must get to discipline yourself. Okay, there is a sharing ratio when it has to do with profit for your business. As a business owner, you're not even supposed to have anything to do with the money in your business if you want your business to grow. As the CEO of your company, you are supposed to be an employee. You're not even supposed to manage your account. You're supposed to have an accountant that manages funds for you if you really want to grow. When people come to me because they feel I'm the CEO of Aiteefils, I have all the money in the world, I wonder what they are saying. When you come to ask for money, I tell you I don't have money. It looks like I'm lying or I don't want to give. But what they don't know is I am earning lower than my employees. I am the CEO of my company, but I am earning lesser than my employees. Why? I understand that my business has to move to the next level. So instead of eating all the profits, I'm plowing back into my business. I'm investing back into my business. 10 years from now, I will be eating the profit, but I don't need the profits now to eat. And so this is what many people don't know when it comes to the aspect of funding. You don't wait for people to give you the money. You don't go wasting your time looking for investors. Sometimes the energy you spend writing pages of long story, pitching businesses here and there, looking for investor that will give you 10 million. In fact, if they won't give you 10 million in the level of your business, you may end up wasting now because you don't have enough knowledge and capacity to build your business or with that 10 million naira. So I most times tell people, grow step by step. Take it one day at a time. Don't look at what A is doing. Oh, A now has group of companies. You too, you want to have group of companies. How many years is A in business? You just started business and you're comparing yourself with people like Chimak, Dangote. No. Focus on yourself. Focus on your growth. Take this thing one step at a time. Try to let people know what you do. If you're selling on social media, you should learn what is called copyright. It's a skill. You have to go learn it. This is the problem many of us don't. The problem many of us have, rather. We don't want to learn. We don't want to pay for knowledge. And then we expect our business to grow. Things change. Times change. And you have to learn and move with time. You don't come to social media and say, come and buy. No. Nobody's going to look at you. What happens to you learning copywriting? These are skills you need to learn if you actually want to do well in your business. If your business is on social media. And then for those of their businesses are not on social media, maybe they are focusing on offline businesses. You go learn. I'm not doing an offline business, so I don't have much to tell you there. You go learn the skills that are necessary to keep you going in your offline business. Okay, so that's the first challenge, the challenge of funding, which I've said you don't need to go and start sourcing for money. Let people know what, and when people know what to do and it's converted to sales, the profit comes to you and you can push your business to the next level. And then so far is the issue of logistics. You know how Nigerians are. Nigerian drivers, they are wonderful. You can go to the park today and they'll tell you your goods have moved today. Lo and behold, your thing is just sitting down in the park for the next 3 days. And this is a customer that wants to travel out with this product. At the end of the day, you're running helter-skelter, you're having high blood pressure because of, logistics company. And I was able to solve this problem by giving customers a time frame that I can manage with. And also I tried working with reliable logistics company. One day a customer said to me, hey, you're using Oyibo logistics company. I just smiled. You want me to go and use all these, call them Apuroka people that will be handling my customers' products Apuroka way? No, I need logistics company that has sense. I know that their vehicle will not go and break 10 times on the road. And I called today, they say motor broke down. And it's taking them 1 week to fix motor on the road. No, you see, so getting reliable logistics company also helped me to solve that problem. And then another difficulty was or challenge was handling customers. There's a way you grow. We call it a rapid growth, and you don't have the capacity to handle the crowd that is flocking around you for your goods and services. And that was one of the challenges I had. I was able to solve. I don't know. Most times, if you want to do something well, do it in a good way and in a great way. Listen to people who know what they are doing. Don't listen to everybody. I listened to somebody who made me feel like if I am not the one always in my business, doing everything in my business, I will not make sales. I will not, and that affected me. My business had grown beyond me. Like it had grown beyond me. Yet I was still trying to, do everything by myself. Till I now went for one entrepreneurship program, and we taught about management and all of that. And then luckily enough for me, my business was used as a case study that day in class. And after my business was analyzed, the facilitator told me, Madam, if you don't do something, you are going to die soon. Nobody wants to die now. The man was so blunt. When I heard that, will I call it the idiosyncrasy I had? It's like my head spinned. Bam. I started sourcing for staff in the organization. That was where another challenge came. The challenge of managing staff and getting good people to handle your work. I employed the first person. Now I'm trying to remember who the first person was and what exactly she did. But I employed somebody. I'm even trying to remember if she's the first. Okay, let me just assume she was the first. I employed somebody, and she just came. Give me every day she comes to work. I should pay money for bike. Ha! Every day she comes. I mean, I don't like. If there's anything I hate is somebody bothering me about money, and I hate bothering others for money too. So I just counted 2,000 naira and gave her. I said, money for the week. She came the first day. After the second day, I did not see her again. What happened? I met her somewhere. What happened? I am sick. Up till today, she never will. And that was how she disappeared with my 2,000 naira. I got another person, and this one worked too. This one came up, was working. But you know what I observed? For the first time, I did not make sales in 2 weeks. I did not make sales in 2 weeks. Oluwa. I say, I said, I said to my husband that have you seen this one? Since I started this business, so even as a newcomer in business, I've never stayed for 2 weeks without making sales, let alone at this level. Something is wrong somewhere. You know how men will do now? They will say we are too, we are too sensitive. I kept on managing how, as God will have it. One blessed day, I told her she has to come to work. That we have an urgent deal. We have something urgent. We have urgent delivery. And she has to come to work. She told me she wants to carry her friend to the hospital. To go, this is a young person. To go and do what? She refused to talk. I said, that one is not my business, because this is not the first time she's going to steal away from company's time to do her personal things. I said, that one is not my business. So all I need is you appear at work. This girl did not appear at work. And she talks, now people see you and they feel you are simple and you are not capable of doing anything. That was how I fired her on the spot. And then one day, God now told me, ever since you started staffing issue, you've not had talked to me about it. And that was how I talked to God about it. And eventually, He brought somebody my way. And that person has been the person working for us since then till now. And it has been a good ride since then. So I would say these are the few challenges I've encountered in my business, and this is how I've been able to manage it.
All right. Thank you very much for the detailed response. Now, without wasting much time, can you kindly share with us the tips to scale up our businesses?
Okay, I think I've said a lot in while answering the other questions. If you were keen, you would have picked so much of tips on how to grow your business. The first thing is let people know what you do. That's the first thing. Let people know what you do. I used to be a very shy person. I don't know if I'm still shy, but I think I still struggle with with a bit of shyness. I remember so the first thing you grow your business is let people know you and what you want to and what you do. Then the second thing is build relationships. This cannot be overemphasized. Any level you want to attain in life, you cannot bypass the place of people. Build relationships. Don't just open a shop and sit down there and you expect people to come in. Don't just throw business cards on people. Be there for people. Go out. If you need to go for conferences. I remember when I wanted to go to Monrovia, it wasn't convenient, but I knew the value of that business, that trip to my life and to my business. I had to take the step, and I built a good number of relationships. So the second tip is on the relationship. And the third one, which is important, know your God. The Bible says, they that do know their God shall be strong. And the part I used to like most is shall be strong and do what? Exploits. So there is no how you can grow your business or do exploits in business without recognizing the place of God in your business. The Bible says He gives wisdom to create wealth. Imagine my mom selling crayfish for over 10 years and I never knew. In fact, I sell more than her now. She has done the business for over 10 years. Me, I've done the business for less than a year. I mean, for just a year, a little bit over a year. And then, but I've done more exploit. I've done more sales than she has done, in 10 years. So it's God that gives wisdom. You don't neglect the place of God. And another tip to grow your business is know your core values. And please, by all means, protect them. Because if you don't know what your core values are in business, believe you me, this business world, you are doing business the kingdom way. The people on the other side are doing business the other way. You get? So if you don't know your core values and you are not protecting it by all means, you will find yourself being very, very confused. Also, build a great team. The place of team members. Let nobody deceive you. You cannot run business alone. All those people, I see it as low mindset mentality saying, coming to boast, I do everything myself. God did not create you to do everything yourself. And that's why in a family we have the place of husband. God did not make the wife the head. And, God did not make the woman to possess every role. He shared responsibility. So if you want to grow your business, you have to understand the place of getting team members and very strong one at that. These are people that can help you. Another thing is knowledge. Like I've said before, knowledge. We are talking of small business owners here. You may not have the money to employ expertise. People like Dangote may not know things, but he has expertise. People that know the job very well. You may not have that money now, but you have to go out yourself, to get that knowledge. Your business cannot move from step A to step B if you don't learn. So wherever you hear of conferences, try to go. Don't feel what I already know. No. You see, between your level and your next level is just a small thing. Between your present level and the next level is just a small idea. Just a small knowledge, and sometimes God can just hold that knowledge from you until you step out, until you pick that book. There are great books, you pick it. If you cannot sell your products, go out there, go to the bookshop, go online, pick books on selling. If you know that branding is your issue, go out there. There are coaches that teaching people how to brand. The next thing is be consistent. Business is filled with a lot of challenges. So remember when I started, I talked about my changing business. I would have been I don't know where I would have been by now. But because I was looking at the challenges, I didn't know how to handle those challenges because I didn't have the knowledge. I was naive. I couldn't take my business to the next level. I was not consistent again, even when the customers were there. Because I lacked knowledge, I just had to give up along the line. I lost consistency. And so if you want to grow, you have to be consistent. And then the next one, nobody is your competitor. This is where many business people lose it. They're basically focusing your energy on competitors. For me, if I see that there is somebody doing what I am doing, and I feel that this person is going to affect my mental health, do you know what I do? I may not unfriend you on social media, but I will tell Facebook that I don't want to see your post again. Yes, I tell Facebook I don't want to see your post again. It's not like I have low IQ or something. It's because I want to concentrate on me. I don't want to be competing with another person, even when I don't wish to, compete. So compete with yourself. I know in business there is something they call competitive advantage. Look at what your competitors are doing, what they're not doing well, and try to overtake. For me, I don't believe in that. Yes, sincerely speaking, I don't believe in that. I believe in doing my business the way it should be, and it has really helped me over the years. So I don't concentrate my mind looking at what other people are doing. No concern me. What you're doing doesn't concern me. What I am doing is what concerns me. I want to be better than yesterday. I want Aiteefils to be better than yesterday. I'm not looking at Aiteefils to be better than another person. And this is where many people miss it. You keep concentrating on others. At the end of the day, you build negative vibes that will kill you and your business. And so I think the last thing will be identify your barriers. Identify your barriers. Know what is limiting you. Know what is stopping you. Know what is tying you around and stopping you from going to the next level. If it's bad friends, if it's whatever, just know, just look within you and know what those barriers are. And the final one, keep to your words. Keep to your words. Don't say you are giving quality and you come and give inferior. This is the way to kill your business. Like sharply. This is how you just kill your business. Keep to your word. This is what has helped me over the years. Like I say, I am selling this. I am giving you quality. And so I don't sell adulterated products. I don't sell adulterated palm oil. So when you buy my palm oil, you definitely see that it is different from what you have been buying over the years. Like somebody was telling me, if you sell, when I started the palm oil business, if you sell palm oil and you don't mix and all of that, you're not going to make money and all of that. But knowing what I wanted and sticking to it, and then I tell my customer, this is what I'm offering, and I stuck to it, was one of the things that helped me to scale up my business fast. So I think these few steps or tips have been helpful, and I think anybody who really listens to them carefully in between lines, pick a lot of things, will help their business to move to the next level.
Right. Thank you very much for all these great tips that you have shared with us. Then, lastly, before we call it a day, what advice do you have for struggling business owners out there?
We are all struggling to get to our destination. But then, we should have it in mind that if we are consistent in doing the right things, we will definitely get the result we desire. So if you're not getting the result, sit back. This is what my husband tells me. Create time to sit back, look at the books, look at your records, look at your statement of account, sit back again. In the process of sitting back to look at things, fresh ideas, you begin to see what you're not doing and what you've done well. And the things you are not doing well, you work on them, and the things you're doing well, you keep doing more of those things. So I think this is a way to help a struggling business. Just sit back, take a break. Yeah. If you need to take a break of social media, yeah, take a break. So that when you come back, yeah, firing and taking up everything.
Wow. It's been a great time with you, Mrs. Paulinus. Thank you very much for the time. We really appreciate it. God bless you. And I believe that these great tips will help to go a long way in helping other business owners out there to scale up their businesses. Thank you so much. It's been a great time with you.
Yeah.
All right. I think at this
Thank you so much for the
point,
opportunity. I sincerely appreciate.
you're welcome. I think at this point, it's fine to call it a day. And I hope when next come your way to hear from you, you eat our invitation. Thank you very much. Bye.